On the outside, Mitch Bombard trying to powerbomb his way to the front over Phillips. Slight advantage for Bombard in turn number one. The leverage belongs to Phillips down low as he'll look to fight back, and crossing the line leading lap number one, it is Mitch Bombard. The 88 of Castro, who's a little deeper in the field, was our third place runner last week, and right now he's mired in about ninth place, but we are very early in this event, and it is the side-by-side slugfest between Bombard on the outside, Phillips on the inside. Behind them, both Root and Riom are side-by-side. They are side-by-side all the way back to position number 10, where Reed now has finally shrugged off the Carlson machine and moved into ninth. They still rumble down into turns 1 and 2. Tethered together. It is the 33 of Phillips, Bombard in the 10. Root trying to make a move. Here comes Skinner up through the field. He's on the attack on the outside as that outside tries to look to get going. And now Phillips will cross the stripe, our leader, 4 laps in. Phillips trying to dispose of the 30 marketing number 10, who sits on the outside, but Bombard with an energy surge moves to the front. He still has Phillips tacked to the inside of his number 10 machine as they go down into turn number 1. And they are still stacked up behind our leaders. Riom now has moved into the third spot by his lonesome, but he is going to get paid a visit down low by Castro in the 88. And like Taylor Swift, he just shrugs them off, shakes them off. Bombard is the key. He has to fire first. We are back underway, and Bombard makes the getaway. Following in his tire tracks, the 43 of Riom. Then it's the 88 of Castro, who's getting an attack on the outside by Root. And then there's a driver who finished second last week, the 64 of Greg Moran, trying to shove his way through to the front. Bombard has opened up a car-length lead over the battle for second between Riom and Phillips. Phillips hanging out on the outside, able to hold Riom off for now. Castro once again testing the waters down low as the 43 goes up high. So that is where he is going to look to restart this race with Phillips. Green back out, and immediately slicing his way into the second spot is Castro in the 88. Following by him as the field scatters. Some issues behind the top 5, and Moran has moved into the third spot, and Reed starting to work over the Root machine, and they may go 3 wide. Challenge for the lead. Castro down low, Bombard on the outside. Can Bombard hold on? Castro trying to pepper his way into the lead, and right there behind him is the 64 of Moran. So if Bombard is not careful, he is going to be drop-kicked all the way back to the third spot. Castro becomes the new leader. Here comes Moran looking to get underneath the 88 as they powerbomb their way off turn number 4. Way up high is Ray Phillips. That allows a window to open up for the 87 of Reed to try to climb through. And he has a boatload of cars. Newton slip slides his way through turns 1 and 2 in his battle with Root, and he has Skinner all over his back bumper, and Carlson trying to attack on the outside of the 24. At the front, Moran now takes the lead over Castro. Can Castro fight back and do a crossover maneuver? But it looks like Moran pulling away down the backstretch. Castro closing in the corner. Does he have anything for our leader, Greg Moran? Bombard sits in third. Ray Reed trying to close in. He's the 4th place runner. And then we have the duel between Phillips and Root. That is for the 5th spot. The 64 of Moran with about a half car length advantage as we cross the line with 12 to go. Best battle on the track is for 5th and 6th, and that has been won for now by Norm Root. Ray Phillips sits in the 6th spot. Sean Skinner is really yet to get going as Carlson runs 7th, 8th is Skinner, Nunes 9th, Piper Beal 10th, John Nash, Todd Elkins, Nick Foligno, Al Chesko, and Caitlin DeSoma rounding out the field. Looking to run away and hide at the front is a 64 of Greg Moran. He'll be coming up on Caitlin DeSoma to put her a lap down. And when he comes across the line this time through, we will be in the single digits on the scoreboard. 9 laps to go. Reed sits in that 3rd spot. Can Root fight back and try to grab a podium run? Fastest car on the track last time by was Castro, just a tick faster than our leader, Moran. But to the naked eye, it looks like Moran is starting to stretch that lead out. And this time, Moran was the quickest car on the track. Battle on a little deeper in the field between Carlson and Nunes behind the 33 of Phillips. And the field has kind of sorted itself out. Everybody running single file except for the duel between Nunes and Carlson. Carlson on the outside. Nunes put the Torrington Stone number 5 to the inside, and he may try to pick off another in early race leader, the 33 of Ray Phillips, who's dropped through the field. Stretching it out at the front is Greg Moran in the 64. Moran was denied a win last week when lap traffic got in the way. That allowed Ray Reed to get a chance to get a run at our leader and eventually take the win. Will lap traffic play a factor this time by? He goes by Foligno. Next up on his hit list is Chasko. Chasko goes up the track to allow him plenty of room to skate underneath, and we're down to 4 to go. A duel going on as Root passes one of our early leaders, and Mitch Bombard in the 10. That puts Root in the 4th spot. But we will have 3 laps left. And a very comfortable lead for the 64 of Greg Moran. Castro will now be going by the 12 of Chasko. And it's just 2 laps left for the Renshaw Heating and Cooling 64 of Greg Moran to score his first win of the season. Castro running in the 2nd spot. White flag this time through, and Greg Moran has one more lap around the ball to pick up the win.
12:87. You just read 3.
There's Moran. Castro, knowing that this is his chance to try to take the win away, finds himself unable to pull it off, moves in the 2nd spot. Root has Bombard to the outside in the battle for 3rd, with Skinner on his back bumper as we hit the white flag lap. And it's turn 1. And it's Greg Moran leading the pack down the backstretch. Castro in tow by about 2 car lengths. But he doesn't have enough to catch our winner, the 64 of Greg Moran. Finishing in 2nd. Is the I talked to Leo DeSoma and the Bandoleros about coming out with a mission, but I think you might have really had a mission tonight after the way things played out last Wednesday night.
Oh yeah. I can't thank all my crew, my dad, my grandfather, my mother, Dean, Bowser, Don, anyone. I'm sorry if I can't remember anyone else, but you know, wine, pizza, Shelby Supply. You know, the crew was great. We spent a long time working. I'm finally happy to get back into Victory.